All right. Thank you for joining this evening for the October 12th, 2021 Monte Sereno Youth Commission meeting. Before the meeting is called to order, I'd like to point out a few house rules to assist commissioners, staff, and members of the public to successfully participate in this meeting. Commissioners, your microphones is live, so please keep your microphones on mute until you wish to speak. For tonight's meeting, we are using Zoom to host the Youth Commission meeting. At the bottom of the Zoom client, there are two icons, chat and raise hand. Please use chat to, sorry. Sorry, Susan. Please use chat only to report technical issues, such as being unable to hear a youth commissioner speaking. Please use raise hand to be recognized by the Youth Commission co-chairs and unable to speak at the Youth Commission. To come in under oral communication or any other agenda item, you are allowed 3 minutes to speak per agenda item. Emails limited to 350 words can also be submitted to the city clerk and it will be read into the record. This word limit is set to adhere the typical 3-minute time allowance. Only attendees using Zoom application can use the raise hand option to comment. Participants calling in from a telephone will only be able to listen and cannot provide feedback or public comment. Lastly, because we are not all in the same room, all votes at this meeting will be taken by roll call.
Lucy, go ahead and take roll, please.
I'm sorry?
We need to take roll to see who's here.
Oh, yes. Oh, I thought they were gonna request that. Okay, so Commissioner, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this. Guardino?
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Nayaran?
Here.
Commissioner Varman? Commissioner Evans?
Here.
Commissioner McNelly? Commissioner Costello? Commissioner Lynn?
Here.
Commissioner Campbell? And Commissioner Dagar?
Here.
Okay, thank you. We have 5. We have a quorum.
Okay, cool. So can we get started with the meeting then?
You can go ahead and start with the meeting.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so under new business, first of all.
Let's have Steve, City Manager, Leonardis. Would you like to introduce the first agenda item?
Yes. So thank you, Youth Commission, this evening. As you all know, we discussed last time having our meeting in person and enjoying pizza and soda this evening. However, that has been postponed by Assembly Bill 361. The governor signed into order after our last meeting. And in order for us to remain consistent, our city attorney has said that whether it's the city council, the Better Streets Commission, the Site and Architecture Commission, or the Youth Commission, if all of us, we either all got to go live together or we all got to go remote together. So the choice has been made to continue to go remote via Zoom instead of in-person meetings at this point in time. And I think this will go until potentially January timeframe. However, in order for us to do so, at this time, the Youth Commission has to adopt this resolution stating that this is what they intend to do and to have the meetings via teleconference for the next 30 days. And at our next meeting, we will see where we are with the Monte Sereno City Council, and if they wish to continue to do it in this fashion throughout November, then all the other commissions, as I mentioned, will also follow. So that concludes the summary of why we have this item on as new business this evening. Youth Commission can discuss, ask questions, whatever, and or just open the item and pass it and see if there's any public commenters, and then go from there. Make a motion to pass it.
And City Manager Leonardis, I was mistaken when I told you it was a resolution. It's actually a motion that will need to be made by the Youth Commission The language that the city attorney provided us is in the recommendation. So the motion will be by minute order. And whoever makes the motion can just read verbatim what's on the recommendation.
And thank you, Michelle, for that.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions regarding the new recommendation? Okay, if not, can we get a motion to approve?
So someone would need to make the following motion. I don't know if you have the recommendation in front of you, but it's the motion is by minute order determine that the governor has declared a statewide state of emergency was regarding COVID-19 pandemic, and that COVID-19 creates an imminent safety risk to the Youth Commission and other potential attendees of the Youth Commission meetings, and authorizes conduct of this meeting by teleconference only pursuant to Government Code Section 54953 E. So if somebody could just say, I make a motion to that and a second, and that should be sufficient.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
City Clerk Radcliffe, really quick question.
Yes.
Would you like me to go through all the whole roll call since there's only 5 commissioners, or would you like me to just name the 5 that are present?
We can do the 5 that are present and note that the 4 names are absent.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so for roll call, Dadger, sorry.
We would just need you to say yes or no.
Yes.
Youth Commissioner Guardino,
Yes.
Youth Commissioner Narayana,
Yes.
Youth Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
and Youth Commissioner Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay, motion passes with 5 being the quorum that is present today.
Okay, so now we need to approve the minutes from the September 14th, 2021 Youth Commission meeting. Does anyone a motion to approve?
Somebody can just say, so moved.
I move to approve it.
Or you can say that.
Okay, I second. And okay, so therefore
We'll need a roll call vote since we're not in the same room.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me go ahead. Commissioner Youth Nayara.
Yes.
Commissioner Dagar.
Yes.
Commissioner Guardino.
Yes.
Commissioner Evans.
Yes.
And Commissioner Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay, motion passes with 5 votes, the quorum, since 4 are absent. Thank you.
Okay, so now we need to approve the 2021 Youth Commission meeting calendar and our proposed Youth Commission activities. Would it be possible to pull that up so that we could all see that?
Yes, give me 1 moment. Are you able to see that? Okay, so this is City Clerk Ratcliffe. I'll start this off. So we have the proposed meeting calendar for the rest of the year. So you're aware we have our Youth Commission meeting on the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. And this pretty much lays out the schedule for the rest of the year. The second attachment are just proposed Youth Commission activities for the 21-22 Youth Commission year. I'll defer to City Manager Leonardis to talk more about each of the items.
All right. Thank you, everybody. So as you can see, the calendar is set the way it is. There's probably little to discuss there if anybody has any questions. And then we have a few items that we have proposed based on what we've done in the past. And we're, as staff members, keep an open mind to what the Youth Commission would like to see for some future events and or discussion items and or you name it. One thing that we didn't put on the list was the ice cream social that happens around the May timeframe. And I thought about just bringing that up verbally as I just did. And before the meeting, we were discussing the Christmas parade, which may or may not happen at this point. It looks like it has not been approved by the town. However, we are trying to keep or trying to get it back. I'm corresponding with Jackie Rose. We did discuss last time the West Valley Clean Water Project. I have to follow up with Jackie on that. So when she replies about the Christmas parade that I just inquired about, then I will ask her about that as well. Last year, we did a coat drive. We collected about 26 coats or something like that. Councilmember Lawler, who was on the phone, mentioned a book drive might be a good thing. So if you're interested in doing a book drive, obviously there are things such as toy drives. That might be something we could pursue. If we were going to do any of these things, I would say start it around Thanksgiving time frame. So we discussed it at the November meeting, put that on the calendar for November, and then collect through before, Christmas and probably a week or two before, well, I say Christmas, I mean the holidays, and then just, bring those items over to an agency like West Valley Community Services or the Santa Clara County Library or the Los Gatos Library or, the fire department if we collect toys or whatnot. Social Justice Award for those who were with us last year. This is a brand new thing we started. We probably make the announcement in March. We have all the criteria laid out for it. And the criteria we can discuss probably at maybe our February meeting, announce it in March and decide in May at our early May meeting who to award the Social Justice Award to. We can review it that night and make a press release. The Keep Our City Pretty. This was an idea that Councilmember Lawler and I discussed a while back, where if somebody were to walk around Monte Sereno, kind of a community pride thing, we have a new app called See-Click Fix, and you should all download it. And if you see anything in the city that needs attention, a downed tree limb, broken sidewalk, missing drain cover, a sign that's, needs to be replaced, or graffiti or vegetation removal, such as those things, you can, as a resident, report that to the city via an app. And we have this new app. And I guess what we probably should do, Clerk Ratcliffe, is to send the Youth Commission so they can be aware on our next email list how they can access that app. So I'll work with you on that. We'll get them the link or whatnot to our website where you can download it. And another idea was to kind of create a campaign where, we would have like a disposable trash bag if somebody were to go on a walk and they wanted to pick up, debris on Dave's Avenue or such, something with the Monte Sereno logo on it. And then we could you know, publicize that, say, get your bags here. If you're out walking, you know, look out for litter in our community, keep our city pretty, something to that effect. That would be a campaign that the Youth Commission could explore and market and bring attention to and launch during this season. And, you know, back to item number 1, the Clean Water Project, we'll have to put that in somewhere. So between now and our next meeting, our November meeting, I would say, you know, item number 2 would be a good thing to look at doing, and or if you could think of anything else that kind of fits in that category for the holidays. And probably in the January and February timeframe, we look at the Keep Our City Pretty, if you want to go that route, or something else, and the social justice thing, any additional activities, of course, the Clean Water Project. There was some discussion, I think, about with the Clean Water Project getting kind of an ad hoc committee of the Youth Commission to be liaisons to work with Los Gatos. So that can probably be discussed at our next meeting when I have more information. That concludes what I have to say about all these things, and I'm ready to answer your questions if you have any.
Can I say something? Hi. Okay, so I know this is probably really short notice, but I don't know. I think I mentioned it to you, Steve. I don't know if you guys would be interested in maybe doing something fun for the Halloween, something for the community. Something I have seen in the last year was the trunk or treat. So I don't know if that's very, very short notice for everybody, but I don't know if that would be something fun that we can have our youth commissioners, you know, have their parents come and park in the parking lot area, decorate their vehicles, and we can let the community know, for those that have children, they can walk through collecting candy. I don't know.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I'm glad that you brought that up. Somehow that escaped our list. And if the Youth Commission wanted to move forward with something like that, I think we can get the word out and have a little event here at Monte Sereno City Hall. So that would be great for the youngsters.
I think it would bring a lot of the youth commissioners, you know, together, but in their own parking spots, right? So we can see everybody, but in their own space too. So I think that would be something fun if everybody was interested.
That's a fantastic idea. So let's see, today is October 12th. Halloween is a Sunday this year. So we would just have to choose a day for the event to occur. I don't know, maybe Friday the 29th would be good, a day or two before Halloween.
And I think that's
bummer that Halloween is on a Sunday, but.
And something early, I think that way, if you guys have plans for the evening, I think something early in the day, because most of the parents want to take the little ones, you know, during the daylight. So it'd be something fun to see all the little kids coming in with their costumes. So I think it's never too early for the little ones to dress up and ask for candy, right?
I absolutely agree. I would say, you know, something in the area of, you know, 4:30 or 5 p.m. would be.
May I jump in real quick? I just have one comment to make. I love this idea. I always love these ideas. We should probably find out if Dave's Elementary is doing something on that Friday as well. They might also be doing a trunk or treat. We don't know, but it would be, maybe that's something that we could either coordinate with them or do separately. I'm just throwing that out there.
I can look into that tomorrow, first thing in the morning. I can reach out to the elementary school and let you
That'd
guys
be great. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like a really good idea to I would prefer it to be like earlier in the day and not at night, because unfortunately our first wave of college apps are due on November 1st. So if we're going to do it, which I think it's a great idea, I think earlier is better than late, most definitely.
Are you guys talking about doing it actually on Halloween? Is that what you're saying?
I was thinking probably a good day to do it would be the 29th. And the reason why I say that is a lot of the kids might be wearing their costumes that full day at the school because it's, you know, the Friday before Halloween. So they probably have parties and things. And it's kind of the day they wear the costume all day and are excited and all that. So logistically speaking, there was some talk about having parents get their vehicles and/or I don't know how many of the youth commissioners are driving. Monte Sereno could support a little bit financially. I mean, we could supply the candy, we could supply the parking lot, you know. I'm not sure how deep in the decorations we go. All those items are open for discussion at this point as kind of a backup plan in the sense that because, as was mentioned by Councilmember Lawler, that if Dave's Avenue is having something, then maybe the thing we could do is kind of jump in and support them and or coordinate with them. And we'll get clearance on that hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, I think also another thing we could do, this might be a little bit far because it's kind of in the opposite direction, but I know the church across Saratoga High always also has their own trunk or treat every year, and they even like did it last year and everything, so they're pretty consistent in doing that. So if we're not able to like organize maybe our own, or if we maybe think like we might not have enough people, like enough of a target audience to reach out to in Monte Sereno, we could definitely also like try to get like maybe a city car, so like a car for our city at one of these other larger trunk retreats. That could work too.
Good idea. I was thinking that that's a great alternative in the sense where the organization would be less, the coordination would be less. The only thing is that it would be a distance issue with the people in our city. I think one of the things that makes this so fun is that you get the local kids. Now, gauging, it really depends on how well we can market it, what kind of response we'll get, how much it gets out on social media, on Nextdoor, and those type of things. And of course, kids from Los Gatos would be invited as well. This is like a chicken and the egg thing, but I would envision like 5 vehicles with trunks open and/or, you know, the back of my pickup truck, you know, being one of the 5 vehicles, and you have the tailgate down and you just have a bunch of treats in the back, those type of things. And it's just a way for kids to, you know, get together, get some candy, have some fun prior to Halloween. It would be very, you know, kind of pass-through type of thing if we did it. But I also like the idea of, you know, the Saratoga event in the sense that there'll be a critical mass there. And, you know, if we advertise as being part of that, we may not get so many of our local kids to go all the way to across from Saratoga High School at the church there. But, you know, we could participate in an event and we know that there will be patrons to come to that event. The only concern I have about Monte Sereno is if we don't get the marketing out, we might end up with 500 pounds of candy and 2 or 3 kids show up. We want it to be a success, in other words, right? We want it to be a noble effort.
Okay, well, personally, I'm just like I just ask because I don't know. I don't really know like the demographics of Monte Sereno, like in terms of like, how many like younger kids we have or how many older kids we have or any of that. So do we like like I'm assuming like everything goes well with our marketing. Do we have like a sizable portion of young kids in Monte Sereno that would be willing to come to an event like this?
So I would assume the children at Dave's school, you know, would be our target audience, right? That's however many K through 5 there are there. They're all welcome. And obviously we're not going to get 100% return, but I would say if we persuaded 20 or 30 kids to come, you know, our whole city's 3,500 people, and we're 1.6 square miles, something like that. So we're real tiny. So that's our only disadvantage sometimes, is getting the word out quick enough to, you know, get enough people to participate. So in other words, if we throw a really big event, we get a really small turnout. So I guess you never know until you try. We can try it, and we just try to market through the school. And again, you know, people from Los Gatos, people from Saratoga, our neighbors, whoever, Campbell, whoever the word gets to, everybody's welcome. We're not going to, you know, exclude anybody. But primarily, I'd say we would market it through Dave's cooperation of the administration over there.
Okay, I see. That'd be great.
And
Okay,
if Dave's is already planning some events, somehow maybe we can pitch in to help and or donate to their trunk or treat.
Yeah, I think that'd actually be great. I think maybe reaching out to Dave's should be our like first bet. Maybe we should like see what they're doing and see if like we can you know join in, and if we could like also maybe do like a city you know like truck or something there, or if we could like help out in any way with their trunk or treat. And if they're not having one, then like we could definitely like I think it'd be a great idea to like just do our own.
Okay, so to move it along, I guess, you know, the direction from the Youth Commission. Who was it that mentioned they're going to check in with Dave tomorrow?
I can do that.
Savannah, was that you?
Oh.
I think it was Boise.
Yes, I was going to say, do you want me to go ahead and look into that, or would you like one of the youth commissioners to contact them? I'm okay either way.
Gloisy, that would be great if you could contact the principal and then report back.
Okay, yeah, I'll reach out to them. I'm actually looking at their website right now, and I believe they have on their calendar a Halloween parade in the morning part of the day. So I'll check in with them and see if they have anything after school later that day.
Okay, excellent. And then we will report back to the commission. And then once we report back, I suppose we could, it'll be a little bit of decision outside of the meeting, I guess, because we're not going to have another meeting before Halloween or before whatever, the 29th. So we would just have to figure it out from there via email. Is that a good approach, everybody? Comments, concerns?
I see a quorum of nodding heads, so I would say yes, that's confirmed, Steve.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We can move on to item number 4, which is this is City Clerk Michelle Radcliffe, which is kind of my item. It's to appoint a youth commission representative to the Better Streets Commission. I was informed by the Better Streets Commission staff liaison that the youth commission representative has moved on and is in college now. So there is currently a vacancy for the next, I guess, month, the next meeting. That term was scheduled to end December 31st of this year. So we will need to appoint someone to fill that term and simultaneously start recruiting for the 2022 Youth Commission representative for the Better Streets Commission. So I will put this out to the commissioners. Is there anybody interested in sitting on the Better Streets Commission? I believe it's just for one meeting. I think it's in this, I don't know if there's one in October, but there's either 1 or 2 meetings left for the year. So we would need to have a youth commissioner just to fill that vacancy until the new commissioner starts their term in January 2022. And I guess I can give you a little background on what the representative does for Better Streets and Better Streets Commission. The Better Streets Commission is to advise the city manager on the design, operations, and maintenance of the Monte Sereno street system through putting people's safety first, considering pedestrians, bicyclists, transit, traffic control, lighting, vehicular circulation, and parking. The Better Streets Commission identifies and advises on integrated, coordinated, environmentally sustainable, and economically efficient street rehabilitation solutions that address multiple demands on the street system, such as underground utilities, street trees, stormwater management, and contamination runoff issues. The commission consists of 5 members of the public selected by a majority of the city council. In addition, 1 member of the youth commission shall serve as on the commission as an ex officio member. The youth commissioners should have background, experience, or interest in traffic, bicycle, and pedestrian safety, and street standards, stormwater management, and or sustainable infrastructure. So that's the Better Streets Commission. Is there anybody on the commission who has any questions or would be interested in filling in for that vacancy? Matthew?
Yes. You may have mentioned this already, but is the Better Streets Commission limited to just Monte Sereno?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Steve, is it integrated? Does it coordinate with the other cities within Los Gatos and Saratoga? I'm not too familiar with that.
The Better Streets primarily, no, it's just Monte Sereno streets. And of course, Highway 9 affects us, Winchester, which affects us, are important elements of that, both communities, but it's primarily, it's all just Monte Sereno based.
Does this committee have a website that we could look into? Because I'm maybe when you send out an email, you could link it, and then we could just think about it after this meeting. We could email you back.
What we can offer you is a copy of one of the recorded Zoom meetings online if you wanted to watch them, the commission work. I do believe, and Michelle, you'd have to confirm this, but we gave laptops out to all the commissioners. You get your own email address, not laptops, iPad, excuse me, to all the commissioners. So I think we have to get that iPad back from the commissioner who is no longer.
I don't think we provided iPads to the youth commission, but I'll confirm with our IT department.
Okay, but that's what we can offer is, a Zoom recording of them in action of the latest meeting. You can see what they talk about. Essentially, it is, measures to make the community more walkable, you know, I know right now they're talking about the bicycle and pedestrian master plan for the community. It's actually a very good experience to know about these things. You know, we will be in the next week or two seeing on Winchester Boulevard the results of some of the work that the Better Streets Commission did in previous years, probably 1 or 2 years ago, when we were coordinating with Los Gatos to put in, you know, pedestrian and bike improvements along Winchester Boulevard. We received grant funding from the Bay Area Air Quality District and some others to put in these improvements jointly with Los Gatos. And there will be additional phases to the Winchester project, but you'll see major change on Winchester Boulevard, which is the result of those types of things.
Steve, if I could interrupt, there is the Better Streets Commission meets on the even numbered months. So the meeting for October is on Thursday at 7 p.m. If that is something you can attend via Zoom. Information should be online. I can send you the link to the Zoom meeting as well. So that's another option.
If I may, I'd like to pipe in. First of all, I was actually served on the Better Streets Commission when it was first formed. And I went from there to City Council. And I have to say that it may sound boring, but it was actually fascinating. You would get to work with our city engineer, Jessica Kahn, and you really learn a lot about how roads are even made. I mean, you've seen our roads being paved before. There's different levels of how our roads are made. And to Mr. Leonardis's and Ms. Radcliffe's point, we have this, this street project going on Winchester, and you would have a lot of, it's fascinating. You would be able to have your own input representing the youth of our community on what is important to you. And I, in particular, have been advocating for a crosswalk on Winchester at Vineland by the bus stops. And so I was originally approached by high schoolers when we first moved here about that. So that is something I think is really important to kids in our neighborhood, to be able to access the bus safely. And so this is a great opportunity to see how other parts of the city work, and you get to meet other people. And it was a really valuable experience. And I know the youth commissioner that served really was very helpful to us and truly enjoyed his experience. So that's my sales pitch.
So for tonight, what we are looking for is just somebody to fill the vacancy until December 31st, 2021. So it would be 2 meetings that you would be attending on the Youth Commission, on the Better Streets Commission. Simultaneously, we'll be recruiting for the 2022 term. So if anybody is interested to fill this vacancy until December 31st, 2021, it'll just be for October and December, 2 meetings for the rest of the year.
I have a procedural question. Is it possible to have a representative rotating?
I don't see why that would be an issue. It's just for October and December. So yeah, I don't think that'd be a problem.
I'm just wondering if if each commissioner would have an opportunity then to sit in on a Better Streets Commission meeting. That might be less cumbersome if they know they don't have to be there each time, but yet they get the benefit of experiencing it.
Yeah, I can double check with our city attorney to see if that would be an issue.
Okay, great, thanks.
I would just chime in and say that if any of you in your future endeavors in college and such is interested in mobility, in urban growth, in, you know, greening, I would say, communities, how to cut down on greenhouse gas emissions and all these things. All that is part of this, what this committee does. So it's about moving more people more safely, more efficiently than use of the automobile.
If nobody is quite ready to fill the vacancy yet for October or December, we can leave it vacant for the rest of the year, but I will go ahead and continue with the recruitment for 2022. So if you feel, you know, you want to sit and watch the October 14th Better Streets meeting and the December one, and decide that it is something that you want to do, you can apply to be the representative.
I definitely like Mrs. Lawler's suggestion on the rotation, because I was a bit hesitant in volunteering because I don't know if I could commit to it, but if it's a possibility that all of us could like sit into like a meeting like rotating, I think that's very beneficial to our own knowledge, as well as it's not a huge commitment that we won't be able to do. But definitely, if it's a possibility that all of us could rotate the meeting, I think I think most of us will be more comfortable doing it.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll talk with City Engineer Jessica Khan as well as the City Attorney to see if that's a possibility, and I'll report back at our next meeting in November.
And I was going to mention, if we send you the Zoom link for Thursday's meeting, all of you can attend and you can still participate in the public comments if you wanted to do that as residents, as citizens. So see if you like it, see if you want to participate. Try it out.
Okay, I guess we are done with that agenda item. So I will talk to the City Engineer, the City Attorney, and report back to the Commission in November. I guess we can, are there any committee or commission reports from the Commission? I would think not, because I don't think we have them. We don't have any commissions that they're on right now. Councilmember Lawler, did you have any comments that you'd like to provide to the Commission?
Yes, I would. Thank you. I was wondering if it's possible to perhaps create a Google Doc for the Commission to fill in everyone's cell phones and contact information, as well as meeting dates, so that it might make it easier for commissioners and staff to keep track of who can attend which meetings. And it would be something that everybody can just, a go-to document that would not only generate reminders, but it would help our commissioners plan for the remaining meetings to make sure that they can attend. And if they can't, that we know well in advance.
That's a great idea. I can work on that in the next week. I was also planning to reach out to the commissioners who haven't attended either the September or October meeting to see if they are still interested in participating. So I should have a better understanding of who's going to be attending moving forward.
Great. Yeah, I think anything that helps everyone organize, as well as I know how busy everyone is. So I just wanted to make sure that anything that can make it easier for everyone to attend, that would be great.
And City Manager, did you have any comments to the Commission?
No, thank you for coming this evening, and great meeting. Thank you for the participation, and we owe you some emails, so we'll get right on those. See how we can continue to work in this fashion via Zoom. It takes away a little bit of the excitement, but we do appreciate your dedication and commitment and participation in the community. And I guess we got to get that email or text list together as well, so we can get all nine of us here.
Perfect. And if nobody has any other questions or comments, we can adjourn the meeting. We all good? Okay, meeting is adjourned. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Night, everyone.
Good night.